ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ultra Trails Wrestling Podcast, live from Bravery Studios, Clifton, New Jersey, temporarily. I am Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever on his worst behavior. Mr. DM, find me on Mama's DMs. Why? Because I'm trying to get your mama a baby, nobody can stop me. And on the phone, as always, the OG, the triple OG of the Ultra Heelz that talks all the shit.
It's your boy, Alex the Motherfucking Hill, a.k.a. the Stanley Podcast, a.k.a. also known as the leader of the Fuck the Mr. McMahon group, and also known as the leader of Taking the Henny to the Face Straight. Also known as man, if you're going to come to cross face, make a run to a cross face.
Yeah, all that. And back on the boards, we got the only man that could be mentioned in the same breath as Billy Graham, Superstar Sal.
What's going on? Nice to be back, fellas.
Welcome back, sir.
Oh, you've been missing in action for a few days.
Well, I had some car troubles the first week, and then I was on vacation in Ocean City last week. I was on my way to Ocean City still at this time last week.
Oh, like you left work and he was on the way?
I got home. I even specifically asked my boss if I could follow my coworker so I could be in my car while he's in the truck so I can get home quicker.
Right.
Left around 2:00. It's a 3.5 hour trip. I didn't get in until after 8. That's how much traffic we hit on the turnpike and then Delaware, and then by the beaches, which I knew. It was an experience, and then with 2 young kids in the back, it was not exactly fun.
Yeah. I don't know about that life. God bless you.
God did bless me, and if there is such a thing, of course. But
Yeah. If you subscribe to that train of belief.
Exactly.
I'm not. I'm just gonna sip my solo cup.
So I don't even know if I believe in that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, because that's gonna be a. I'm like, what happened to y'all video? What happened to y'all video? Oh, that got muted. That was my fault. My bad.
I want to kick off the show with a thought that I had today. Let's just do it here in front of people. I have an idea for a segment, Alex. I don't know what to call it, but I think you and me, well, separately, but we'll obviously we're going to share ideas on the show. We should come up with fantasy booking. And when I say fantasy booking, create your own promotion from everybody in the industry right now. You can pick your own belts. You could pick which world title you want to use. You pick a mid-card title you want to use. Pick a women's title, a set of tag titles. You pick your commentators. Pick your GM. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but it seems like an idea.
First of all, I like it. I think my nipple got kind of hard a little bit while you were talking about it, and I had to start thinking about all the stuff. And it stopped for a moment. It's going to go back probably in a few minutes.
Okay.
2, before the show is over, I'm going to probably think of I'm going to throw a couple names out there just randomly in between when we're talking about something and just see if one of them sticks. But I like this. I like this because it's probably the only thing right now for this week that's probably going to keep my mind going off of what I'm thinking already.
No, but I'm thinking it as an ongoing segment. Like every week we just okay, what you got for your women's division this week? Or, who's your commentators? Stuff like that. We'll just keep it going on and on. It's not has to be you don't have to be stuck with the people you pick.
Look, I'm with the smoke, and somewhere down the line, if we go through everything, we should be able to get to a midpoint where we go, okay, we done touched every basis of who we want, what we want. Now let's do a draft and start switching people.
Yo, okay, yeah, all right, you're with it. All right, so I guess I'll start putting some real thought into it when I guess we'll start writing stuff down, and like you said, if we want, we can start drafting people back and forth. Have our own rosters.
It sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through Twitter,
and now this is anybody from anybody in the wrestling landscape.
Anybody, you get somebody off the freaking indies. We love Darius Carter. If I pick Darius Carter, now he can't use Darius Carter.
Darius Carter would be a main eventer in any promotion I ever run.
Yes.
He gets it.
He would be my He will be my ultimate heel until he can no longer walk or breathe. They'll be like, did he ever be face? What is that? We don't know that lingo in his terms.
And when I say you can pick any belt you want, let's say I want to pick the Winged Eagle WWF Championship. That's my world title. And then you say I want to pick the original Ring of Honor belt. That'll be your world championship. Stuff like
That's
that.
Funny as hell. I said that in my head too just now. He's like, yeah, the Ring of belt shit. I'm going for Ring of Honor there, Ring of belt. Fuck that.
I'm actually partial to the TNA Tag Team Championships from like the mid to late 2000s.
You know why? Because it kind of looked like the way back NWA Championship.
Could be, yeah. I just like those. I
That,
also
that
like
big
the old,
fat eagle one.
Yeah, I also like the old tag titles in WWF. Those seem cool.
I was never crazy about those, but everybody seems to love them.
I don't know. It's probably a nostalgia thing.
What the original Attitude Era was,
Well,
or
the
the
ones
ones
they had
It
to
looked
Right.
like two pieces of bread.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
man,
the
you got
ones
two
in the late 90s.
Hey,
You know
man,
what I
look
mean?
at- I like those belts, but at the same time, it's weird. I kind of like the WCW tag team belts because they just looked at more prestigious, like the old WCW title.
I agree with you 100% on that too. Actually, that was going to be my. I actually probably prefer those over the WWF tag titles from that time.
Not a popular opinion, but I actually like the gold penny belts from WWF. I actually like them. The first round
Oh, you
tag
talking about the
titles, the
original-
bronze ones, I
the-
actually like those.
Do we need
Okay,
to
they're
be,
not my
lie.
all-time favorites, but I like
do
them.
we need to be committing you to
I
a
don't know.
mental institution?
No.
I'm not gonna lie. When they had those, I was like, they look kind of ugly, but they grew on to me. Then when they changed them to like look like they was like giant quarters, I was like, I kind of like the penny looking ones better. I want those back.
I think they all look terrible.
The
right now.
Raw SmackDown versions, no, but when they were bronze with the black strap, I was okay with those. They were cool.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm all set with this. I'm all bored. Look, I'm over here thinking about other wrestlers now. I'm thinking about belts.
What about the
Company.
old WCW television title?
The one that nobody can find after we discovered with Booker T.
That, and I also like their old United States title. Both
Yes, I like the United States title. Yep.
I like the United States title. I like the TNA's so-called United States title. They turned to the Canadian title.
Oh, with Lance Storm.
What, he was the
Yeah.
Saskatchewan hardcore champion too? Like that time?
Yeah, around that time. Around time of Eric Young with no facial hair and the blonde hair, even though he was already going bald.
All right, so we got a good idea on our hands then. Good thing I actually went on Twitter for a change. I'm rarely on Twitter, and I don't know. It's something I saw on Twitter sparked this idea. So
I can't go on my Twitter. My Twitter is littered with wrestling and just porn, and now it's more porn than wrestling. And it's not even my fault. Like, I like the porn. Just don't get it twisted. It's just the fact that like people that I follow post more porn, and they're wrestling fans too, but they post more porn than wrestling. I'll be like, well, damn, like. If I'm at work, if my Twitter open up, I gotta literally close my Twitter completely out because there's no way in hell I'm gonna have shit open at work.
Just see a big flop of titties just coming out.
Literally, that happened yesterday. I want to go open my Twitter. I want to go open my Twitter up to go to my page and so something I retweeted, and all I saw was like a big set of titties. I scrolled up and just saw some girl spreading her vagina. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna show you later when I find it."
all right, let's get into the big topic of the week. WWE cut more people again for the fourth time this calendar year.
Yep.
And it was headlined by Braun Strowman, somebody that we would swear to high heaven is a Vince guy, and he's gone. Like he got the Bret Hart treatment without the screw job, because it was literally a money move, because his contract alone was worth more than the other 6 people that they cut.
And that's why they got it at.
It's funny too. He was just in the main event.
Yeah, bingo. He was just in the main event of your last pay-per-view.
Right. And he just beat Shane at WrestleMania, which is a big spot to be in. It's very odd.
Again, it was a Bret Hart move. They gave him a humongous contract, and for whatever reason, with all these cuts, it was like, hey, he's not worth the money we're paying him. Goodbye.
I mean, I think he did as much as he's gonna do there.
Yeah. But apparently he was like, because he signed a 5-year extension with like 8 months left on his contract, so he's only a couple months into the 5-year contract, and they cut him.
Now this is my thing though. They cut him. Do that 90-day no compete clause go against them? Because they all got cut already.
Yes. Now here's the thing: the 90 days lands 2 days before All Out.
I thought it was 2 days after.
Somebody told me 2 days before.
I read something yesterday that says 2 days after.
Oh, okay. Then maybe my source was wrong.
I mean, it could be either
I
or.
might gotta go look it up.
But could you really see Strowman in AEW? He doesn't fit that mold.
I know, but
You know what's funny?
obviously freaking
you know what's
Murphy and Aleister Black, that's up their lane.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? I don't see him fitting in AEW, but I also don't see him fitting in Impact or ROH.
Yeah, I don't see Strowman going anywhere. He's a Vince guy.
He might go to
That's
Japan.
the thing.
Bro, I could see him going to New Japan.
The only reason I see him going to New Japan is because of the Andre Vader thing. They love big Americans.
And it seems like when you're a big guy that gets cut by WWE, if you go to Japan and get some more seasoning, you come back better.
Yeah.
And because
hell, even Hogan.
Right.
Because
he'll be back.
That's the only place, other than AWA, that's the only place Hogan ever worked. Otherwise, it was just the Hogan gimmick.
And Strowman will eventually be back.
He got there really wrestle.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Strowman will at some point come back.
Now, this is my thing. If he did go to AEW, he would just be another WWE guy that got transferred over because he got let go his contract.
Okay.
With the addition of everybody else, it would be probably best for him because he has people he already knows from one company going to another.
Mm-hmm. Okay, AEW All Out 2021 is on September 5th. So if they were released on the 3rd, that's 2 days before. But how many months have 31 days in between now and then? Only August. No, July. You know what? Good question. No, the 31 days actually gives you 2 extra days. So you have, that's 2 less days. So their contracts will run out on the 1st, September 1st.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Yeah, because, hell, even Ruby Riott. I feel like Ruby Riott would be AEW worthy.
Because you know what? That would be better, I think, out of all of them. Even though all of them are, like, talented, I think she would benefit the most and she would help the most because their women's division is very slim.
Right.
Whereas the men, they're overloaded with guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What's funny? I feel like Lana would benefit over there for the simple fact that she don't have to be overshadowed by every other woman on the roster and get put through the table every week because of her husband wrestling in another company.
Here's the thing. If Lana wants to wrestle, she needs to go to Impact. If she wants to wrestle, Impact is her spot. If she just wants to go to be with Miro, fine. But I don't see her fitting in as a wrestler in AEW.
It's a shame, too, because I feel like I had that same thought about her going to be with Miro. But, like, that dynamic was just so different after she dropped the Russian accent.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a different vibe, and I didn't dig it as much as I did when she was, like, leading him with the Russian accent, the ravishing Russian. Like, that was a great gimmick.
Yeah. Oh, let me get to the chat. Bravey Arcade said, hey. And Kelvin, what's good? It's your commissioner. Kelvin said, what about the Raw tag team belt? No, I don't like them. I don't think any of us here like them. And Kelvin loves the European Championship.
I like it because of the nostalgia factor.
Yeah. Or what about the 24/7, 48/7, I-95 South TV European Championship?
That's because he defended it on 995 South, right? Didn't he like a cop try to roll him up or something like that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
R-Truth is a national treasure. If he gets released, I know something's up with that company.
Yeah. Then there's a real problem if he's gone.
If he gets released, I think that's when the time will start working for him again, and that's when he's going to age rapidly.
Yeah. Well, he can always go back to Impact because they'll take him back too.
He's an Impact Hall of Famer once he's not in WWE anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People don't remember that original thing he did in TNA in like 02 when he was like almost like a Black Panther-esque.
And he was the NWA World Champion.
Phenomenal stuff.
And he was with Conan and Road Dogg as the what was their name called again?
3 Live Crew.
Yep.
Boy, those good times right there.
And Austin Creed debuted as his friend, and then he debuted again in WWE as his friend.
I was at that show he debuted in WWE, and I remember he came out and I said to my buddies, I look over and I'm like, this is the exact same way he debuted in TNA.
Okay, because during my journey of listening through the New Day podcast, I was like, you know what? You're damn right. He debuted twice in 2 companies the exact same way. He was just R-Truth's friend.
At least one of them was on pay-per-view.
And the thing is, also Xavier Woods has never had his own entrance music.
He has never had his own entrance music.
He's been in the wrestling business for 14 years, and he's never had his own entrance music. It's either been R-Truth music, it was the Funkadactyls music, or the New Day's music.
Kind of off topic, but speaking of fantasy booking, How do you see Xavier Woods doing once the New Day is no longer a thing? I've kind of thought about this recently.
Well, over the last couple weeks with these singles matches he's having with Randy Orton and Riddle, I don't see why not.
But do you see them giving him the balls? You know what I mean?
I see him give him the U.S. title. He's not going main event.
See, but like I think he could at least make a run at that. Maybe not win, but I think like, you know, with the proper build and the proper story, you can give him a title match on a pay-per-view and just, you know. But again, it comes down to
I'm about to say you could. Like, you really could. You got to think about it. Kofi had how many when he first got there before he actually got a heavyweight title run? Big E is like Vince McMahon's wet dream, and he gives him the opportunities now. Xavier Woods is the only one person that's out of it, but Xavier Woods is doing so much more for WWE. See how, you know, everything got to do with video games, up, down, down, and now being a host of G4. WWE will probably use him for like more promotional crossover shit into the gaming world to get more fans over here.
Right.
So they could benefit a lot more from him, just like how they did with the Bella Twins. They went from being backstage hands to being regular ring girls to being wrestlers to being on E. When they got on E, they was damn near everywhere. You couldn't. WWE was promoting them so much to the point that I was like, well, damn, do they even wrestle anymore at this point now? Like, do they even want to wrestle? Like, you get a paycheck for just so-called living your life, doing normal shit with Daniel Bryan and the man that can't be seen. But still, you know, it's weird.
Kelvin said, let's not forget when Billy Gunn joined 3 Live Crew and they became 4 Live Crew.
I remember that. It was very temporary because he did it as a big ruse and then he turned on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That led to the infamous Billy Gunn Road Dogg match in TNA where I think it was like, oh no, that was Conan that turned on everybody. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what formed LAX. That's what started the LAX.
Okay. Oh, speaking of Conan, he made an appearance at Double or Nothing.
Big pop.
Oh boy, you know how happy I was when I heard that DJ thing stop and I looked and they showed him. I said, LAX, I got all the chills down my body. Thank you, AEW for just look. You didn't have to pay him no else. All you had to do was just put him right there, and that's all I needed. That's all I wanted. Cause no offense, when they came over to AEW, I was like, I feel like Conan should be here somewhere down the line, just to like either give them a word of advice to let them like remember who they are or who they was, or just have him there just to had him look back and see him. And when they did it, I said, oh yeah, so you got one of my two, so I'm good. I don't need to see Conan no goddamn more. I don't give a damn where Conan go at this point.
Oh, Heelz my heels. What's up, George F?
That's one of the things about AEW I like a lot is that they bring in like little cameos for like various different guys. Like you might not see Conan on AEW again for a while, but like they're not afraid to bring people like that in. Whereas WWE,
well, the cameo I don't like. How many times they brought in Eric Bischoff to say 2 sentences?
No.
This is what the 4th time he was on last week. The 4th time he's appeared and said 2 sentences, and that was it.
Don't. No, I'm with what you call it. I'm with the first Paul Heyman girl. I just can't deal with that. She showed up 2 times. Said something about the belt. Said something about the women's division when they was crappy, and then that was the end of her. That's the end of ever seeing her again. But she promote them like she did every damn day, and I was like, bitch, how do you do that? How do you promote something you're not even on?
Who was this?
Wait, say that again.
No, I was at. Who was that was doing that?
Oh, that the first Paul Heyman girl ever. AKA what started the whole Monday Night Wars. He showed up with WCW and dropped the title in the garbage.
Oh,
Medusa.
Yeah. Because remember, they brought out twice. They brought out one time before AEW got fully started, and they had their women's women's division.
That's
remember,
right.
she showed up.
That's right.
She came out to get that little ass weird fucking like garbage speech, and then she showed up again when they got the belt, and she showed that off, and then she gave another weird ass little garbage speech. And then that was the end of us ever seeing her again. But then she always promoting them constantly on social media wherever she's around. They have a women's match, she promotes them. I'm like, you promote them a lot for somebody that like don't ask you to come back or do anything for them. I said, hell, WWE guys, when they leave, they don't promote shit WWE. Unless WWE is paying them, they don't promote a damn thing.
I feel that's usually because they're leaving with a bitter taste in their mouth too.
Yeah.
Well, that too. That too. But at the same time, some of them just don't they just don't deal with it. Like, look at Mark Henry.
Well, Mark Henry and Big Show, they went for the money. I see no other reason that they went because they almost got Vince's blessing to leave.
Well, no. Big Show Big Show left for the simple fact that they told him he was never going to main event anything ever again. They basically did him like Kurt with gold medal. And Mark Henry explained it on the Bubba Ray podcast that once he retired and once he started wrestling for WWE, he told Vince, he's like, look, I want an office job. I want to do something in the back like the rest of the other guys. I want to be one of them guys. He said, I'd rather get a paycheck helping out future talent than doing anything else. And he said, Vince told him, go ahead, write down what you want to do, bring it back to me and whatever. He said, and then when they did the budget cut, they just overlooked him every time. They never even talked to him no more after that. He said, so when he said he was going to AEW, he said he called Vince and told Vince himself, look, man, I feel like if I can't get it where I'm at, then I'm going to go somewhere else that I can get what I want. It wasn't the money, it's just the fact that he just want to keep giving back, just like he's been doing. And Vince, he said, Vince was like, okay, then do what you feel is right. And he went to AEW. He didn't go for the money. He just basically went because he want to keep working. He don't want to be a legend that walks up in the back for a small segment for no fucking reason.
Can we talk about Big Show leaving because they said he's never going to main event WrestleMania again? Like seriously, you really think you're going to main event
not main event WrestleMania. They said he's just not going to main event anything ever again.
I mean, I don't think he should.
I don't think he should either. But the sad thing is, that's not something you want to tell somebody. That's like someone working for your company and you telling them, oh, you'll never be upper management. You always going to be lower class down here.
I mean, sometimes people got to get hit
I used to bring you money. Yeah, but I used to bring you money in. Like, I'm not asking to be main event. I'm just asking to just use me. Like, don't have me back there getting beat up by everybody. I'm like, he's cool with enhancing talent, but sometimes, he just don't want to sit home all the damn time. You want to go and work. That's what you want to do until you can't do it no more.
100% understand that, but I also understand WWE's side where it's like, dude, you've been on our TV for 20-something years. It's time to give some other guys a shot.
I mean, and he did what he needed to do. He put Braun over, and that was basically the end of his run. That's what you hand off the baton to the current giant.
Like I said, I can understand too, but then at the same time, like, look, Mark Henry was there for how long? Mark Henry lost to how many people? And they still use Mark Henry up to the very damn end, to the point that man had fucked up his legs and couldn't even do much. Like, you can go back and get any other legend you want to go wrestle for you, knowing that they probably don't want to do it, but you had one man that is willing to do it constantly and probably fit over everybody he could. He doesn't care. He just loves the thing. And you tell him that, oh yeah, you're never going to main event nothing. You're probably never going to be used again. Like, what's the purpose? Now I'm sitting up here as your, like, on your so-called fake legend contract, and you want me to still do wrestling stuff for you, but you don't want me to really wrestle.
Well, let's go on to the next question about WWE. Are they setting up for a sale? That's the rumor it's been whispered about for like the last year or so. Are they really setting up for a sale? Because with Nick Khan being like Vince's biggest motivator right now, is Nick Khan really setting them up to sell the company?
I don't know, because I think with Vince, it all depends on the business standpoint, how much he's going to make out of this, and can he still make more money out of it, even if he's no longer, owner of it.
I don't know. That's a good question because, like, I don't know enough about business to know if they're doing stuff like that or not. Mm-hmm. But from the stuff that I'm reading, like, it kind of makes sense. Like trimming the payroll.
They're especially the people that don't work for WWE, but they work for Titan Enterprises, the office. They're cutting like departments. They're like video editing departments and social media. They're cutting departments. They're merging departments, and that's what you do when you're setting up for a sale in business. You cut everything out possible. You bare bones, and when you sell it off, you let that next person redistribute all those jobs and bring in new employees.
That would be crazy.
Because I believe it was about 3 weeks ago, they let go like 60 people that were like video editors and shit.
It's so crazy to think about.
Look, they just hired two more new writers that are young black women that are wrestling fans for SmackDown.
Oh, they need more writers. They have to have writers. They need that team of 60-something writers, but then have no creative for, all the people that work there.
So true.
I find it so weird. Look, I find it so weird. Right around the end of the Attitude Era, going into the Ruthless Aggression Era, we had good writers, and then all of a sudden, right as soon as we go right toward the PG era, in between the Ruthless Aggression Era, just like, fuck it, let's just go get whoever wrote Broadway and see who can write us a good story.
Well, that was the thing. In the Attitude Era, there were no writers. There was a booking team. It was Vince, Jim Ross, Bruce Pritchard, Jim Cornette, freaking
Russo and Ferrara.
Oh yeah, well Ferrara was Russo's butt boy. Yeah, Vince Russo, freaking Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe. That was the writing. That was the booking team.
And it was a very revolving door. I don't think everybody had it at the same time.
Oh yeah, but it was like, but the core guys were obviously Vince, JR, and Cornette. That was like the core team. You know who brought in the reject Broadway comedy writers? Stephanie.
I was about to say Stephanie McMahon, right?
Because when Stephanie graduated from college and she got her office job, remember she was made head of creative. And it was her idea to bring in writers. Instead of going the traditional wrestling route, you take minds from the past, have them be the ones guide the show, and then you delegate it out to the agents, and they're the ones that give it out to the talent. I mean, that only worked for the last 60-something years in wrestling, but Stephanie McMahon wanted writers, and now every other promotion has to have writers.
And the thing that sucks about the writers is most of the writers that they hire are not even wrestling fans. So when it comes to them writing for certain people, they make certain people look like they shouldn't be wrestling. They should be working some regular office job somewhere, reading a script for like a presentation.
Yeah,
so
that's
let's get like writers who's been there a long time, the mic, and be like, this is what we want you to say, and you read it for it, and then they spit their own little twist on it, and they go, yeah, work with that, go with that. That, those are the, John Cena, Randy, CM Punk at the time, Triple H, those guys there, they could do it. But when you get like the New Day, you get like Seth Rollins and it's basically you just making robots, and you like, these guys can wrestle, and before they came to WWE, these guys was great on the mic. They didn't need nobody to write for them, so they knew what to say, how to get over, how to piss off a crowd, how to get cheers. And now you want them to go out there and just say the most redundant things ever, and it just seems boring. Hell, more TV shows on TV now have better storylines than fucking wrestling. That's fucking sad.
Because the writers that are in wrestling, they just come, oh, I have this idea. Let's make it work in wrestling. No, there's certain things that work in wrestling, and they're not using those things anymore. Yes, it's been done 40, 50 times over the last, however many years the wrestling's been around, but it works within wrestling logic. And just taking some random, scenario and trying to make it work in wrestling doesn't always work.
I also think maybe it's a combination of a couple things. One being, it seems like a lot of these writers are like coming straight out of school. So essentially it's like an entry level position.
Yeah.
And like the people that are more experienced aren't going to put up what they put up with there. Two, everything gets approved by Vince. So like some of these, I've heard stories like some of these writers have like some great ideas, and you hear them talking, you're like, oh, that could have been good. But then Vince didn't like it, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously the blame always lands on Vince because it's yes or no with Vince. End of story. Unless he's not in the office that day, and then it's Triple H telling Chris Jericho, no, you can't do the Festival of Friendship.
Didn't they do that though?
Yeah, but apparently Chris Jericho and Triple H were arguing for like 4 hours over that segment because Vince wasn't there that day, and they had already approved the segment with Vince, but Vince wasn't there that day. Triple H was like, nah, we're not going to do this. And Jericho and Owens are arguing, well, mostly Jericho, is arguing with Triple H for like 4 or 5 hours before they can win on TV. He was like, Vince approved this. Why are we not doing this segment anymore? So, but obviously they went through it, and it turned out to be one of the greatest segments in Raw in the last 15 years.
How about, remember that picture with Jericho and Owens, like touching fingers?
Yeah, that's so weird.
Valder's in the chat. What up, yo?
Look. I can tell you right now at this point before we go further, the writing team in WWE now sucks. If you look on YouTube and look at guys that have play 2K18 and up, and look at their stories when they make little storylines up, their shit's so way more entertaining.
Oh, you were talking. You were talking about. You were just talking about like John Cena. You know, Arn Anderson was John Cena's personal agent. He's the one that got everything approved for Cena.
That's crazy.
And when Cena decided, no, he was better off in Hollywood than in a wrestling ring, that's when Arn Anderson left.
And even though John Cena told us, I'm not gonna leave y'all like The Rock did to go for Hollywood, and where the fuck you been at now?
And now he's replacing The Rock in a movie.
Hey, in John Cena's defense, he did about as everything he's gonna do in wrestling.
Yeah, that's
Rock
true.
still had a lot of time left to wrestle if he had continued. John Cena was wrestling on top for like 20-something years.
Yeah.
Hey, look, at this point right now, John Cena was the poster boy for WWE. Don't remember, like, don't forget, if a press conference came and they had to go anywhere in the world, John Cena was the first guy shot out there before anybody up to hell. Vince didn't even go to most places. He sent John Cena.
And that's why the Miz will always be in good graces, because the Miz, we need to go. Miz is gone. He's on the plane before you even book the flight. Miz will go anywhere and do anything for the company. So he will always have a job. And Titus O'Neil.
Look,
and apparently David Otunga.
I don't understand how.
Well, he's a lawyer for them now. But
who you talking about, Otunga?
Yeah, Otunga.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Even though people hate Otunga when he wrestled, and so did I, Otunga was funny as hell when he was, walking around with his little cup being John Laurinaitis' little personal assistant. I liked him around that time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's when he made his transition.
I loved it.
I didn't love it as much because I feel like he's a bad actor. So it seemed like everything was like reading off a script. But I dug the idea.
Think about it, like him being an assistant, and then him also being a real Harvard lawyer also for them. It fit his character. He didn't have to try to be something fake. He was just being him and reading whatever they wanted, but it was him. And it fit him so well, it made me like him. Like when they used to show him on TV, I used to be like, oh shit, well, Tunga on TV, what he about to talk about now. I ain't gonna lie, when Tunga was a part of the Nexus, I was like, yeah, I kind of see you should have got a fire. You shouldn't even been there. Hell, when he was on I Love New York, he should have got to go the first day.
I was about to say, wasn't he on one of those VH1 TV shows?
Yeah, he was on I Love New York. And it was weird, too, because she liked him, but she said he was a mama's boy. And then once he became a WWE wrestler and then became a lawyer, all of a sudden she started talking about, I should have kept him on the show because I didn't know he was going to be like this. It's too late now.
But how do you go from I Love to New York to marrying Jennifer Hudson? That's like two completely different ends of the spectrum.
Good for him. He must be like, you know what I mean?
Well, shit. Look at The Miz. The Miz went from real world to a wrestler to being married to Maurice to being on TV again and a wrestler. I was like, bro, how long did you transition from being a regular boy?
Either she's stupid or he's got the meats. Pause.
Sidebar, that season of The Real World was amazing.
That was the first New York one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still partial to Hawaii because that was a train wreck. Everybody there was a drug addict. That was a train wreck.
That was a good one too, though, yeah. That was like the pinnacle of freaking reality TV.
Because everybody that was on Hawaii ended up in rehab.
No,
I'm sorry for someone else's pain, but hey, it was entertaining.
Look, there's one. I can't remember what year it was, but all I know is there was this straight black guy and this straight white girl.
Oh, Philly. That was Philadelphia.
She was leaving. Yeah. And
that was Philadelphia.
He slapped her in the car. He slapped her in the car. I was like, oh, shit. Nobody going to arrest this man? He ain't going to jail for that? That's on TV. I was like, wow.
Or was that New Orleans?
Or
was it New Orleans?
No,
New Orleans?
Yeah. That was like towards the end when it started not being as good, I feel.
Yeah, it was either New Orleans or Philadelphia.
Remember the Mad Real World? That was good.
Like, the original Real World was great. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Like, watching the Real World was like watching ECW of TV. Because they just pair random people together and these motherfuckers need to always argue, fight, or have sex. I said, damn, this is like watching wrestling without a title.
I can't agree with you more, honestly. The original idea of the Real World and the original seasons were fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd watch them now if they came on.
Oh, hell yeah.
I watch them on Pluto TV because Pluto TV occasionally sometimes to go old school and start showing reruns of some of the old seasons.
I might have to try to keep that.
All right. Double or Nothing. What is this? The third Double or Nothing?
Yes.
Third Double or Nothing. Yeah. Yes. There was one wrestling match, two, and then there was a lot of spot fests.
It was.
I enjoyed the hell out of every match on the show.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. For the most part, I enjoyed the show, but it was mostly spot fests. Cody and Ogogo, solid match. Serena Deeb and Riho, amazing match. Who would have thought that would be the match of the night? At least in my opinion.
I missed that, so I can't comment on that. But I have a different match of the night. But
what was yours?
The tag title match.
Yeah. Well, it was a Young Bucks match.
You're a Cornette guy, so I can understand.
No.
I can already see you not liking it.
I take the Young Bucks and I put them in their own box. They have to live up to their own set of standards, and they did.
I think what helped this match, if you ask me too, was they went on early, so they had an electric crowd.
Yeah.
I think all wrestling should be filmed in front of nobody up until like the big pay-per-views and just bring fans in for that, because that crowd
ironically,
was amazing.
it used to be done that way back in the day. You'd have studio wrestling.
Yep.
That was your TV show. And then when you had pay-per-views 3 or 4 times a year, it was in front of a live crowd.
That crowd made that show, if you ask me. I mean, I think every match top to bottom was really good, but the crowd is what put it over the top. They made Adam Hangman Page a star because of that pop he got.
Because immediately, cowboy shit. I forgot about that.
That was a great match, too. Opening match.
Yeah.
I'll put that opening match up against almost any other opening match I've ever seen on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it up there with Brett and Owen, honestly, maybe. But, like, other than that, like, how many opening matches have been, like, that caliber, if you ask me?
Jungle Boy winning the Battle Royal. The only problem I have with that, Christian Cage shouldn't have been second to last. Jungle Boy should have been in there with Heelz and have to beat like 2 or 3 heels. Not, okay, he beat the other babyface.
I think that's what they tried to do leading up to that with both him and Christian against, like, the Matt Hardy squad.
Yeah.
I think that's what the effect they were. I can see what you're saying, but I also don't mind, like, the older veteran putting over the new young guy, which I think they haven't done enough there. So it was nice to see that.
I mean, it's an okay decision, but I feel like because they've had so many start and stop pushes with the Jungle Boy that I feel like he needs that. He overcame something, not, okay, the veteran put him over. I feel like he needed a different kind of, oomph behind him.
I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I definitely catch your drift. I do, but you know what? I think one of the reasons why it's so start and stop with him is because you couldn't really gauge where the audience felt about him because there was no audience. But when that pop hit, he came out when that.
But even early last year, end of 2019, the crowd was behind him. Jungle Boy, Darby Allin were immediately over with the crowd.
It's hard not to be because they're so small, underdog, and they play that to the hilt, and they're good.
And honestly, well, in the way when I say they've developed a star, to me, Darby Allin's like one of 2. It's Darby Allin and Hangman. That's the only stars they've developed.
I think Max, MJF.
Okay, well, yeah, on the heel side, yes.
All right, if you're talking,
I'm talking babyface.
Yeah. Allen, I think they're on their way with Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
But I would agree. Hangman and Allen are the only 2, quote unquote, homegrown babyfaces.
However, I feel like the Dark Order stuff hindered Adam Page, but I feel like he can overcome that.
I mean, I hope they're setting up for him and Omega at All Out, kind of like for me that full circle.
To me, that was always the long game, is for Hangman to come back and be the one to beat Omega, and now that he's doing this belt collector thing. That'll be the start of not necessarily the start because the match with Andrade is before All Out, so he'll have already lost the Mega Championship.
It would be better for AEW if he lost that one first.
Exactly, because that would be the crumble of the Omega Dynasty.
Correct, because if he starts losing it before, you kind of see where it's going.
Yeah, because Triple Mania is in August?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's going to lose to Andrade before you even get to All Out.
Maybe they could pull off a deal. Hey, let him keep it another couple weeks, and then your next big show, but
I guess.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. I think because how often is he going to be able to go to Mexico now?
Yeah, and I'm still thinking who in Impact is going to be the one to beat him? It's like they don't have a big enough star.
Braun Strowman.
Well, has he had the match with Moose yet? Or is that the coming pay-per-view?
No.
That's the Slammiversary? I don't know. It's coming up, though. What about Eddie Edwards? I like Eddie Edwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I just been thinking, who's going to beat him in Impact?
I don't.
If it's not Moose this month, then who is it?
And is AEW going to be comfortable with their top guy losing in Impact? You know what I mean? So that's why he probably needs to hold on to it till at least he drops the AEW title. Mm-hmm. You know, so it can go back to what you were saying about his crumble.
Oh yeah. Kelvin just mentioned Brian Cage tried to do the buckshot lariat. That was a good spot.
How'd you feel about Stadium Stampede?
Honestly, I didn't watch it all the way through. I'll be honest.
Wow, felt that strongly, huh?
Not necessarily. I was like pissed off about it. Was just when I watched it Tuesday morning. I was out of it. I skimmed through a lot of the pay-per-view. And that one I skimmed through the most. When I saw there was like 40 minutes left to the pay-per-view, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and I watched the whole thing in like 15 minutes. So I can't tell you. I can't tell you everything that happened.
Watch it. Look, I didn't watch it. Y'all still watch more than me. All I saw was the entrance and the ending on Twitter. That was it.
The entrance was sick for Inner Circle.
Yeah, coming off the freaking the signs up top.
I would never do that.
Hell no. We almost had an Owen part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
And then good old JR had to live through that bullshit all over again. He still ain't over Owen. He'd have had 5 more niggas on that shit. He'd be like, God damn
it. Yeah. Did you catch the botch during what match was it? Sting and Darby Allin with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Did you catch the botch?
With the hot tag?
Yes, the hot tag.
I don't know if that was a botch.
It was a botch.
No, I mean, something definitely went awry, but I don't think it was. I don't know. I can't pinpoint, but it was just weird.
Cornette explained what they were trying to do, and they missed. It's called It's a false hot tag.
No, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, it was because
what happened was Darby Allin shouldn't have been in his own corner.
That, and I think Aubrey Edwards.
And Aubrey wasn't turned around.
Right, she's seen what happened. So
exactly. So they were going for the false tag, but all the pieces weren't in the right place. And because I'm like, why did Sting get in and start fighting and nobody's responding to it?
I think the problem too is because in my opinion, especially when you're on that level that cannot happen.
Yeah,
you can't let that happen.
Yeah,
mistakes happen, sure, but this is a big time company on pay-per-view. And that's, if the mistakes are going to happen, let them happen at the non-televised shows, which they don't have right now, but that's where they have to happen. Or Dark, or Elevation. You cannot have stuff like that happen on pay-per-view.
I mean, botching a move is one thing, because Leo Rush botched the springboard stunner, and then he came back and did it again, and Matt Hardy still wasn't in the right place. He was too far away. But to botch something like that, to botch the hot tag thing, that was big.
The most important part of the match. And not only that, but it's like a mental mistake. It's not like you said. It's one thing to botch a move, that happens.
Yeah.
But like something like that where it's
because that's everybody botched that. Every person in that ring miscued that one thing. Sting miscued it. Darby Allin was in the wrong place. Aubrey was facing the wrong way. The Heelz didn't respond to the fact that Sting was trying to do it.
Well, that was the point. Sting was probably the one that was trying to be in the most control because he was like, all right, let's just do it. And it seemed like they must have had more stuff planned because you're trained, I think, especially I guess the old school way, just go with it.
Yeah.
If you see something like that happen, I was taught just go.
Yeah, just go with it. So yeah, every that was on everybody in that match,
and they're all good enough where they could have won with that. Mm-hmm. They're all top tier talents. But I mean, what'd you think of the triple threat?
It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Actually, most of this pay-per-view was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Pac looked great.
Yeah, like I said, Pac
Always
and
does.
Omega have amazing chemistry. Amazing chemistry. And then Cassidy was just there, doing his thing.
I like him.
I like Orange Cassidy the person. I just want him to get over the gimmick. I like him as a person.
I think the gimmick's great because it's not like Like, the guys aren't selling those weak kicks. You know what I mean? They're selling it in the sense of, like, oh, what the fuck you doing? They're not, like, getting hurt by it. So, like, that's why I don't mind it as much.
But I feel like it's one of those gimmicks that after you've seen it enough times, it's what else you got?
Well, I think that's why they're starting to have him do a little bit more now, slowly. Because, again, like you said, there's only so far you can take that particular deal.
Because they've been on TV for, 2.5 years now? What else you got?
I think Britt Baker's moment was pretty good.
Yeah.
That match was probably, to me, the weakest of them all because there was a lot of sloppiness, at least in the beginning. But they finished strong. So
yeah. And Tony Schiavone came over to hug her after the match. I find it a little weird that your heel got a hug after the match, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't know.
I mean, I get the whole relationship between them because that's what started her heel run was, insulting Schiavone.
No, yeah, I mean, I see what they were going for, but I'm with
your
you.
heel shouldn't be getting, an embrace after a win.
Not by a babyface commentator. Like, I'm with you on that, yeah. But they've also blurred the lines so much with heels and babyfaces, it seems.
Yes,
sometimes.
because heels and babyfaces are such an old trope.
I don't agree with that at all. That's what sells the business.
Exactly. I totally agree.
I thought Ogogo looked pretty good for his.
Oh, hell yes.
For what is it, third or fourth match?
Yeah. And Cody busts out the vertebraker for the finish. I was like, what?
I've seen dudes with years of experience not look that good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Cody helped him along, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you still need to put your part in, and I think he did a really fantastic
job. Definitely held his part of the deal up. Now here's the thing about the whole that whole angle. We had the horrible Cody promo. But we
is that the one where he stopped racism in America?
Yeah, apparently he stopped racism.
He ended slavery. I read memes on.
Yeah, something like that. And then we have this whole America versus Britain thing. I didn't know we were at war in 2021. But then the match delivered. It was like the shittiest setup, but the match delivered.
Yeah, I mean, the match made up for the angle, but also the whole angle where even this one spawned from has kind of been perplexing with QT Marshall. Like that whole.
Yeah, because you've even gotten away from that. Like, a QT's hurt, so.
Yeah, but they set this up. It feels like before he got hurt. So like, what's?
Yeah.
It happens with Cody a lot. Like he just seems like he just moves. Remember that he set up a program with Penta. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then it was a week. Penta lost, and that was it.
Yeah. Because Penta's translator said, "Oh, Penta's gonna break your arm, so you can't hold your baby." Like, you got mad over that? That was the whole feud.
I mean, if somebody mentioned my kid, no matter how they mention him,
I'm
gonna feel a certain type of way.
You mentioned my son, and all of a sudden now you in my eyes, you might got to go for real. Like I might have to end your whole career.
Right.
But what else? What else? Something else Cody said recently. Oh, no. Brandy. Did you see Brandy's recent dealings on Instagram and Twitter?
No.
She made an appearance on some Christian podcast. She recently revealed her deep-rooted religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How deep-rooted are we talking?
Is she from the South?
Yeah, she's from Michigan.
Oh, I don't know.
I believe she's from Michigan, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I've never heard of this before.
But yeah, I saw her post recently. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Brandy Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes, JesusCalling.com podcast.
Wow, what a name.
Most don't know. I've been a Christian my whole life. I protect my faith because, let's be honest, people with differences of opinion tend to be louder than those who share opinions. I don't want to be fighting people over faith. I just want to be free in it. The opportunity to do Jesus Calling podcast came up, and I just jumped at it. I hope you will listen by swiping up in my stories. I was going to turn the comments off on this one, as I know this app far too well. But I think doing that will cause me to miss out on hearing other people's faith stories, and I don't want to do that. So if you have something to share, please be encouraged. I hope you find something new about this from me. I listened to it on my ride over to the gym, and it was filled with emotion. talking to my late coach, Christopher Bowman, and the experience we shared on a competition day.
I could promise you I will never, ever listen to JesusCalling.com.
But in the post before it, Brandy is promoting Pride Day. I thought Pride, homosexuality wasn't a thing in Christianity.
I mean, I think it depends on the where you land on that. With the Christianity, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about religion, but I feel like there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't love a guy, or if you're a guy, or vice versa. I don't know.
Hold on. Kelvin said, I didn't know Brandy was Christian as fuck.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Just because as soon as you said the name of the podcast, the first thing came to mind is Brandy's nude that was online that still are.
Oh, yeah,
and
that too. Yep.
That's a real Christian body.
Oh, and the fact that she has her own segment on the AEW YouTube channel, a shot of Brandy. You're promoting alcoholism.
They do drink the wine at church, right? The blood of Christ.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, but she's just standing there drinking 5 margaritas in like 15 minutes.
I mean, let's be honest. It's probably better if you than drinking the blood of Christ. No.
Yeah.
You ever think
No. Well, red wine is good for the heart.
You ever think about like these people that go to church, right? They're eating the body of Christ.
Symbolically.
So are you symbolically eating God's cock?
Yeah, basically.
Some people might be.
The person who always thought of that. I thought the only person who only thought of that shit.
Hey, teach their own.
This is why I say I can't say what I want to say because boy, we'll be canceled off of YouTube so quick.
Yeah, teach your own. Believe whatever you want. That's what I'm for.
I agree. I concur. As long as you're not being a douchebag.
Yeah. Just don't sell me what you're trying to believe in because you're not going to change me. Believe what you want. Just don't bring it to me.
I do it all the time with Chris Benoit to people. So sorry, I have to keep Brandy and her clothes off. I don't give a damn about a shot of Brandy.
I feel like there's something else in the description I haven't talked about yet. We have to please the algorithm. Oh, Karrion Kross on NXT this week. There was supposed to be a triple threat number 1 contenders match with Gargano, Dunne, and O'Reilly. But Adam Cole, baby, showed up and he ruined the match. And now Karrion Kross wants all of them. He told Regal, give me all of them. So now we have a 5-way coming up at TakeOver in your house.
I'm okay with this. Actually, I'm actually more excited to see a 5-way for this belt.
Now, does that make Karrion Kross a babyface? Because that's a very babyface move right there.
In that angle, yes, but obviously, once we get to the match, no. He will be like the dominant factor in that. I'm assuming he'll just be the dominant factor in that match to just boost him even more. Like, I just ran through 4 other guys. What else you got, Regal?
But yeah, but that's like a babyface thing. That's so babyface of him. Maybe it's different in 2021, sure, but I mean, still, like, how do you get a boost? Somebody's like, yeah, I'm just going to kick everybody's ass, and that's just it. That's what I'm going to do. Give them all, because I'm going to beat them all up. It's a very babyface, bold-ass move.
Well, I guess depending on how you do it, it could also be, cocky.
Yeah, but
it's badass.
It's badass. It's not cocky. Like, he's not the cocky type. He's just like, I guess it's blended in, but like that's not the initial response from him. It's more just like, I'm gonna do it because I am who I am. Side note.
Have we noticed that Scarlett just stands there and has like orgasm faces all the time?
Oh, I always knows that, and I love every moment of it.
I'm like, cause she doesn't talk. She was talking at one point, but now he does all the promos, and she just stands there like having an orgasm.
Hey, look, she's a mix between Sunny and Sable with a little bit of attitude era Playboy in her. So I just need her to be the eye candy. I don't want to hear her talk any damn more.
I mean, yeah. I'm okay with that, but it just hit me the other day. It's like she doesn't talk anymore, and she just stands there.
See, I like that dynamic they had with them too, where she would like be the one that shows up and like hand somebody a clock or something. I really enjoyed that.
Hourglass.
Yeah, that. You know what I mean? I think that was like a really cool usage of her.
Yeah, but since he's been back from the injury, they haven't been doing the time up thing that often.
Yeah, it's just kind of like him being who he like. She doesn't really like. Only the most involved I've seen is when she got like knocked down by Balor or something, and that
yeah, it's like he's now fueled by "Don't touch my girl," which again is actually kind of a babyface thing. Now that you mention it,
Adam Cole kind of set that bar when he threw that damn water at her, and he blocked it. He looked at him like he was really gonna fuck him up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that looks a little baby faces. I don't like this.
And the big angle over on SmackDown, what is Jey Uso going to do? Is he going to, go back, hang out with his brother, or is he going to maintain his allegiance to the tribal chief?
See, I
don't know. I don't know, because for some reason I read online was WWE has big plans for the Usos again.
Uh-huh.
So,
I mean, obviously they're going to beat Dominic and Ray. That's the only reason they won the titles, was because they're going to turn heel again and they need baby faces to beat.
Yeah, but like, where do you go with whatever Uso it is? That's Jimmy Uso, right?
Jimmy.
What is he like? This angle, it's like, all right, either you're going to break up Roman from Jay, which is way too soon.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy's going to be, what he's apparently not, which is somebody's bitch. So where do you go?
Now, here's the thing. I read that there's not going to be a Jimmy Uso Roman Reigns match. So how do you turn Jimmy without that?
I think you have a Jimmy versus brother.
To me,
match.
the only way that works is some sort of situation where Jey Uso is like in complete peril, and Jimmy saves Jey with the help of Roman. And that's what gets Jimmy to the other side.
Yeah, but then they're baby faces. Both of them, that's a baby face thing to happen.
Yeah, again, complicated, balancing of the equation.
Happen, but even if you were a heel or not, that's still, family. Like, look at Matt and Jeff. We knew Matt that turned on Jeff, God knows how many times. But when it came down to it, he will always go out there and try to help his brother. Even if he was heel or face, he just always helped his brother. It's always going to still be family first. But it's gonna be a weird thing to happen, because I don't know how they're gonna work that shit into what they got already now.
All I know is I need to see Bloodline versus Guerrillas of Destiny.
Yes. Even though I still don't want to see WWE get this little partnership with New Japan bullshit.
Apparently, it's not actually happening. They were just asking WWE for dates on Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan has like an open thing with WWE, so they were trying to get permission from WWE. Okay, what are you going to do with him when? Because we want to use Daniel Bryan. They were like doing it like out of respect. Apparently that was the whole thing, but it wasn't a full partnership thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because people online were talking about, oh, I can't wait to see this. This is going to be the best thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to see that. Like, I know how we know how Vince is, and we know how he treats people that he gets money off of. And if he can't get the money he need off you, he don't need you. And I was like, I kind of want to see New Japan. I want to see New Japan over here, but I don't want to see them with WWE. They was already here with WWE, and he let them go because he couldn't get them the way he wanted to. So I really wasn't even looking forward to it. But people online was like orgasmically busting nuts about how they were so happy to see this, but now we get to see these dream matches. And I was like, oh, I like to see a lot of dream matches, just not in WWE with Vince still running the company. Like, if this was like how NXT, when they had the Cruiserweight division and they brung Ibushi over here, that was great. That was a good crossover for WWE, but it was him facing people around the world that he had probably faced before in PGW and everywhere else. It was cool. But to see him on a WWE television, they're going to try to play him like he ain't shit. They're going to do him like they do everybody else in the roster that's great, that we like, oh, like Aleister Black, Murphy, fucking Alexander. Everybody was on 205 Live that was great. Got damn near pushed to the side, even though they are the best thing on television to fucking watch.
And it is now time for us to wrap up. So, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, we're going to work on our fantasy booking, and I guess we'll present it to each other on the show. Pause.
Hold Hold up now. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I ain't presenting shit. Don't make me turn my camera back on.
I thought that was for your OnlyFans.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to spread the content to get people to come to it. So the more people on YouTube like to see me on my camera, the more they can go see me on OnlyFans.
All right, so let's get out of here. I have been Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior. You, sir?
Alex the motherfucking Hill.
Good night, Superstar Sal, and we out.
Fellas.